So this is a yoga movement routine which will help you wake up your body. In the night, body gets a little stiff, and then you wake up, and you can do this routine in a very gentle and little dynamic, playful way, wake up the joints, wake up all the muscles, the connective tissue in your body to start your day more energized and relaxed at the same time. So of course you can do it at any other time of the day, whichever you choose. Come lay down on your back to start. So we're going to start slow, we're going to start gentle to invite and seduce the body to move a little more after that. So come lay down, and you can choose to either stretch out your legs or place your feet on the mat. Especially if you have a very arched back, I would suggest to keep your feet on the mat just to give your lower back more gentleness. It's easier for the pelvis to relax down when the knees are bent. Close your eyes and take some time to check in with yourself. Allow yourself to communicate a little and ask, how am I doing today? What's the state of your mind this day, this moment? What kind of thoughts are there? Are they words or images? Sounds maybe? If your head feels really full, what is it full with? And what's your state? How do you feel? Are you relaxed or still a bit snoozy? Maybe very awake and ready for the day? What's the state you're in right now? Whatever state you're in, that's what you will have to work with today at this moment. And how does your body feel? Did you feel all the parts of your body yet? Or maybe you feel your head a little more than the rest? And take a moment to notice your toes and your knees and your belly. This is the body you're in today. This is the way it feels, and this is what you will work with. So bring one hand on your belly button and one hand on your chest, on your heart. And now switch your attention to the way you're breathing. In and out. And notice whether you're breathing fast or slow. Notice which hand is moving more. Is it the belly hand or the chest hand? And are your breaths deep or shallow? Now, inhale through your nose and hold for a moment. And exhale with just let go of whatever you're holding. You don't need to hold anymore. Again, notice your breathing. Did something change? Your next couple of breaths, you're going to breathe a little more towards your belly hand. And see if on the exhale you can slightly prolong your breathing. A little more out. Relaxing. Just notice. So if we start moving in a bit, what would you like to find in this moving your body? Would you like to find a little more energy for whatever it is you need to do today? Or would you like to find a more clear state of mind? Or maybe it's just to be more connected to yourself, to whatever happens today, relaxed or energized, you can feel you where you are. What would you like to get out of all the movements we're going to make, out of feeling your body? Inhale through your nose. Hold for a moment. Exhale, let go. Now open your eyes And you bring your right knee towards you, grab it with your hands. Pull it towards you just until you feel a gentle compression in your hip. Should feel nice. And as you exhale, you lift your nose and your chest towards your knee. Breathing. Inhale where you are. Exhale, roll back down. Now your right hand grabs around your right knee and you open your knee to the side, looking for some stretch on the inside of your leg. So your inner thigh muscles, opening the hip. Keep it playful. We're still warming up. And you bring your knee back towards your chest. Interlace your fingers behind your knee and now stretch up your leg until you find a stretch in your hamstrings. So that's the back of your thigh. It's between your sitting bone and your knee. And if you more feel your calf, maybe bend your knees slightly. So look for the stretch at the back of your thigh. And bend your knee again, hands around your thigh. Inhale where you are. Exhale, lift your nose, lift your chest. Activate your belly muscles, relax your face. There's no belly muscles in your face. Inhale where you are. Exhale, roll back down. Interlace your fingers behind your knee again. Stretch up your leg, looking for a stretch in your hamstrings. Keep breathing, super important to keep breathing. And now maybe change the position of your leg if you're slightly bent until you feel a stretch in your calf muscles. So often you will have to use your foot, move your foot to get there. And let go, bend your knee. Now you place your right ankle on or just over your left thigh, so that the right hip externally rotates. And you grab your hands around that left thigh and the right hand comes in between the legs. Now you're looking for a nice juicy stretch in your right glutes. Not just your glutes, but also all the little muscles. So there's 3 glutes and 7 tiny muscles which help everything your butt is supposed to do. So you can stay still here or you can gently rock to the left and right. Play with that stretch. Maybe you feel it in different places too. As long as the glutes are there, it's okay if you feel other parts too. Keep breathing. Now bring your right foot on the floor. Bring your left knee towards your chest. Hold it for a moment. Just let that left hip melt. And as you exhale, you bring your nose and your chest towards that knee. Keep breathing. And relax yourself down. Your left hand grabs around the knee and you open the knee to the side. So this is all to get some juices flowing in the hips. Hips are very important for the stability and the strength in your upper body. So if the hips and the glutes aren't very functional, then also the shoulders will get stiff. Knee comes back to the middle. Now interlace your fingers behind your knee and stretch your leg up, looking for a stretch in your hamstrings. And preferably the juicy, the beefy part of the hamstrings. So if you need to bend your knee slightly for that, do it. It's not about a straight leg, it's about feeling it where you should feel it. Bend your knee, hands around your knee again. As you exhale, roll up. Activate your belly muscles. Relax the shoulder, relax the face, keep breathing. Inhale where you are. Exhale, relax down. Bring your hands again behind your knees, stretch up the leg, again looking for that hamstring stretch. And now change the position of your leg to feel the stretch in your calf muscles. Keep breathing there. Also slightly tweaking the position of your foot can help to feel a better stretch or not. Now bend your knee and now your left ankle comes just on or over your right thigh. Externally rotating the left hip, the left thigh. And you grab your hands around that right leg. So maybe if your foot is down and you already feel a really good stretch in your left glutes, that's your position, that can be fine too. Otherwise just pull it towards you and now choose if you want to stay still or you want to gently rock to the left and right. And I'm going to use the word gently quite a lot because being a little more gentle in your body will help you to better understand the mechanics of your body. Keep breathing and make sure you enjoy the stretch too. You feel where it starts, where it ends, where it goes to. Okay, so bring your knees towards your chest, grab them for a moment. And then from here you either roll to the left and the right, or you roll through the middle and you bring yourself to all fours, hands and knees. Hands are wide enough to support your shoulders, so if they're too close together it will start to pinch. Make them as wide as your shoulders or a little wider, spread the fingers, knees as wide as your hips. And now you start to move your spine in any direction you can, with the goal to mobilize the spine and to feel where it's stiff and where it can move in a nice and juicy, smooth way. And wherever you feel stiffness, you play around. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. You can go from round to arched back. But it's nice to go off-road and to play around and just see what that gives. So you're getting the juices flowing in your spine as well. Body is full of fluids, and the fluids is what makes it feel nice and smooth when you move. Okay, now focus on the shoulder area, shoulder and chest. So you can still move your head and your pelvis, but the focus is on the shoulders. Whatever you need to move, you can even bend the arms, stretch the arms, go asymmetrical. Like you're massaging yourself inside out. And if you close your eyes, it's often easier to find those gentle spots, those nice spots. I really want you to move around them. Like, hey, give me some movement. Okay, switch your attention to your pelvis and your low back. So whatever you move, and even the position of your head will make quite a difference in how that pelvis and the low back feels. Go from round to arch and sideways. And also actively contract your belly and then let it hang just to feel the difference. Now land back in the middle. Make a neutral spine. So it's impossible to make a really straight spine. Make a neutral and long spine. You place your left hand under your face. Make a long arm press from the shoulder into that left hand and make sure there's space between your shoulder and your neck. Then you place your right hand on your right hip. Rotate yourself open to the right. And turn your neck if that's available. And exhale back down. Inhale where you are, exhale open. Rotate. And this is very focused on the upper part of your spine, right? And the ribs, and back down. Inhale where you are, exhale, rotate open. And now you take your right arm up, and if it doesn't go up, it might go a little more sideways, but just find the space you have, and you take that right arm to the front, stretch it out until you feel that side stretch. Rotate your upper body around the left shoulder, and your right hand comes on the spot where your left hand is now. So you change places. Again, make the strong arm, make sure there's space between your shoulder and your neck, left hand on your left hip. Long spine, inhale where you are, exhale, rotate open to the left. Notice if it's different than the other side. Inhale where you are, exhale, rotate back. Inhale where you are, exhale, rotate open. Focusing on the upper spine. Inhale where you are, exhale, rotate back. Okay, so one more. As you exhale, you rotate open. And now you lift that left arm up, even if it looks more like side, and you take it to the front, reach out. So you're making the space between your hip and your hand really far away. And your upper body rotates back into line with the floor. Hands come under your shoulders, move your spine, reset. Curl your toes under. Inhale where you are. Active belly, active arms, wide shoulders. Inhale where you are. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Press the floor away, stretch out. Inhale where you are. Exhale, slow motion, bring your knees down. Activate your belly button, your belly muscles, and land back down. Inhale where you are. Exhale, downward facing dog. And downward facing dog is a position where you're building a little strength in the upper body, just your own body weight, but you're also looking for the long lines. Keep breathing. You can stretch so many different parts. Inhale where you are. Exhale, knees come floating down just to get some action going in the upper body, belly, shoulders, chest. Yes. Right leg comes to the back. Keep your foot flexed and make sure you take this out of your glutes. Now open your hip to the right. This is a lot of action going on in the left glutes, and close the hip. One more. Open the hips so the toes start to point out. This comes from the hips. And back down. One more. Open the hip just to get that movement, to feel the difference. Close the hip. Knee comes down, and now you take your right knee to the right. And this is a lot of gluteus minimus and medius action going on. Knee back down, knee back to the side. Knee back down, knee back to the side, and press with your hands into the floor to keep stability. Right knee comes to your right shoulder or elbow. And now you press your foot back, like you're pressing something really heavy, and then you close the hip. Knee comes beside your left knee, knee comes to the side. Knee to your right elbow or shoulder. Press that foot backwards, really like you're pressing a weight. Close the hip. Knee comes to your chest now, and your nose comes to your knee. Round your back, press the floor away. Press that leg back again. Activate your glute, long spine. Knee to your nose, nose to your knee. And then you step your right foot to the front. Now you can either place your hands or your fingertips on the floor, even use blocks if the floor is too far away. And you start to move between front, back, just to feel where your ankle, your knee and your hip is. It's very important that the heel is on the floor. Okay, neutralize. Keep some pressure on the floor. Inhale where you are. Exhale, knee comes forward, hip comes forward. So it's mobility in the right leg and it's stretch in the front of your left hip. Activate your glutes. Activate your glutes. Lift your chest slightly up. Keep some pressure with the floor or on your blocks. Inhale where you are. Exhale back to where you are. Curl your toes under of your left foot, and then as you exhale, knee comes from the floor. And pull your feet together like you're standing on ice. You don't want to slide away. Press your hands down. Inhale where you are. Exhale, knee comes down. And step back to all fours. Left hand on the floor, just under your shoulder. Right arm comes up sideways. Open your chest. And press the left hand to reach the right hand. Now your right hand comes down. Keep breathing, down. Keep holding it so you're not just flapping it down, you're guiding it down. And then your right hand comes underneath your left side of your body and you roll on the right shoulder and the side of your head. But you're keeping your legs where they are, so we're focusing on the upper part. Left arm can come up or you can hang it on your back, whichever you like. Looking for a stretch on the back of that right shoulder. Keep breathing. Left arm goes back up and you place it on the floor. Press into that left hand. Rotate yourself open. So in this movement, there's a lot of intelligence going on. Again, rotate up. Now your right arm comes to the front. Right hand comes down. Move. Activate your hands on the floor. Curl your toes under. Inhale where you are. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale where you are, long lines. Exhale, plank. Stay, breathe. Activate your glutes. So if you need to replace your feet, that's okay. We all have a little different angles in the body. Inhale where you are. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale where you are. Exhale, slow motion, land your knees back to the floor. And that last bit before they are on the floor, you just hold a slight bit and then you land them down. Left leg presses back. Press it back. And now make sure you're not taking this from your low back, from that really arched back. Activate your belly muscles and use your glutes on the left. Okay, if it's too heavy to lift the leg, you press the toe into the floor. You want to really activate. Now you open your hip to the left. So I need a lot of right glutes for this to do that. And close the hip. Again, keep pressing your hands. Open to the left, open the hip, and close the hip. Just to understand the difference. Open the hip, close the hip. Now your left knee comes down. And you take that left knee to the side. So this is gluteus minimus and medius working really hard. Knee comes back down and open it to the side. Lift it. Knee back down, knee comes to the side. And now your knee comes to your left elbow or shoulder. Keep breathing. And you press the foot away, really like you're pressing something heavy. And then as the leg is stretched, you close the hip. Knee comes down. Knee comes to the side. Knee comes to your left elbow or shoulder. Press that leg away. Close the hip. Now you take your knee and your nose towards each other and you round your back. Press the floor away. Keep breathing. And the leg starts to push back against something heavy. Long spine. Knee to the nose to the knee. Step your foot to the front. So left heel is on the floor. That's super important part of this posture because the heel on the floor will activate the whole back line of your leg, including your glutes, and you need those. And take a little moment to wiggle around this position just to get an understanding of how your joints are organized and to see if you can get them better organized for more stability. Neutralize. So hands on your fingertips or on blocks or maybe flat if that's your thing. Heel is on the floor. Inhale where you are. Exhale, knee comes forward, hips go down. Just playing with the mobility in the front and the stretch here. Now activate your glutes. Lift your chest. Inhale where you are. Exhale back to neutral. Curl the toes of your right foot. Knee comes from the floor. Now pull your feet towards each other without moving them, like you're standing on ice and you don't want to slide away. And this again is pulling the legs into the pelvis. Keep breathing. And then your right knee comes down. And you step back to all fours. So your right hand is strong in the mat and you rotate your left arm up. And use the strength of that right shoulder pressing down, left arm up, to make a longer line. Knees are on the floor. And then your left side comes down. You're rotating your upper body around that right shoulder. And your left arm comes in between your right leg and your right hand. You come to the side of your head. Now you're going to look for a stretch in the left shoulder. Right hand can stay where it is or on your hip or up or even hang backwards. Another really nice thing about this is a twist, it's a stretch, and also the heart is a little higher than the head. So keep breathing there. Breathe where you are. Right arm comes back up. You place it back on the floor. Press that hand into the floor. Rotate yourself up. So now this whole movement, this rotating movement, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on there. Arm comes up, and now you reach it forward. Again, neutralizing the upper body, hand comes down. Step to plank. Inhale where you are. Exhale, knees down. Inhale where you are. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale where you are. Exhale, high plank. And now take a moment to replace your hands and feet to make sure they're absolutely in the best steady place. Activate your glutes, activate your quadriceps, your upper thigh muscles. Press the floor away. And now you come a little more to your right hand. So weight is more on the right. And then you come more to the left. Weight is more on the left. Feel the difference. And then you place it in the middle. Knees come down. Come lay on your belly. Place your hands on the line of your shoulders, on your fingertips, but quite far away, so you can lift your elbows up. And you take your shoulder blades together, so the head rests on the floor. And now you just massage all the spots between your shoulder blades, around your shoulder blades, by moving that upper part of your body. So there's a trapezius going there, rhomboids are in between, and around the shoulder blades are a lot of muscles. Keep breathing, keep going. Okay, relax, place your hands just a little wider than your shoulders, elbows point back, and your lowest rib is going to stay on the floor. Activate your glutes, like you're pressing your pelvis in the floor. Activate your feet, pressing them in the floor. And then you gently lift your upper part of your body, your head, your neck, your chest. And from here, not in your forest position, right? The lowest rib is still on the floor, but still you take some of the tension off, and now you start to play around this baby back bend and see if you can find some fluidity there. So it's great to look fantastic in a posture like it's in a picture, but it's even more great if you can find your space within those postures. How can I move around? Where are my options? If I'm here and I need to stand up, where do I go? How do I move? Okay, now activate your glutes, lift your chest. straight cobra, maybe it's more swings cobra, and back down. Knees into the floor, come back to all fours. Place your knees under your hips, move your spine for a moment. Okay, there we go. Right leg comes to the back. The knee comes down, right knee comes to the right knee to your right shoulder or elbow, press it back, close the hip, knee to your nose, nose to your knee. Right foot steps to the front. Left hand comes to the side of your mat and your right foot comes to the right side of your mat. Now you place your right hand on your right knee, rotate yourself open and back down. Rotate yourself open, right arm comes up, and now maybe you can even bring your knee slight bit forward, playing with the stretch in your left hip. And you bring your knee back, right hand down, right leg comes to the back. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog, stretch out. Inhale where you are, exhale, plank. Inhale where you are, exhale, downward facing dog. Right knee comes to your chest and pull it in. So this is a lot of hip flexor action going on, pull it in. As you inhale, you stay. As you exhale, you come to the front of your mat in a plank. And you keep that leg. If it's too heavy, you use your toe on the floor. Downward facing dog. Keep your knee. Inhale where you are. Exhale, step your foot forward. And now you bring yourself up into a warrior position. Use that heel in the floor. Activate your glute muscles. So if you feel like your hips are completely opening up, maybe make your step a little smaller. Feel free to move around until you have a better alignment for your personal body. Activate your glutes, arms come up. Breathe. Left arm comes to the front, right arm comes to the back. And back up, neutralize. Left arm to the front, right arm to the back. Look at your front hand. And back up. Left hand to the front, right arm to the back, and now they come down towards your hips. There they switch. Right arm comes to the front, left arm to the back, and you're back up. There you are. Lift your spine, lift your chest. Lift your chest and your chin, and then you let your arms gently roll back down. Make it gentle. Inhale, round your back, come back up. Lift that chest, but make it a very gentle arch, and your arms come back. Down. Left hand comes to the floor. You place your right foot a little more to the right. Wiggle your toes there. Right hand on your right knee. Open your chest to the right. Maybe turn your head up and then you can let your right arm lift. So it's first about opening the chest and twisting the spine, and then it's the arm. Now your right arm comes to the front. And your upper body is going to carry it. So there's a twist going on in your spine, and your arm is turning around, and you're opening again up there. There you go. One more to the front. Hand comes down. Downward facing dog. Inhale where you are. Exhale, bend your knees, but you're not coming all the way down. You're staying there for a moment. And your elbows don't want to go out. You want to pull them in, so you're activating the serratus muscles. And maybe move between the front and the back. So now you're in a hybrid state. It's not downward dog, it's not plank, it's not all fours, it's not hands and knees. Tabletop, I think they call it. Just depends on which school. Move, play, look to the front, and then you relax down on all fours. Left leg pushes back. Open your hip, close your hip. Knee comes down, left knee comes to the side. Left knee comes to your left elbow or shoulder. Press it back, strong, close the hip. Knee comes to your nose, nose comes to your knee. And then you step your foot forward. Now your right hand comes on the floor, and make sure it has a nice place to stand. So you're pressing again from the shoulder down. It's not hanging on the wrist. And your left foot, just walk a little to the side. Even if you feel like turning it slightly out, if it feels really good, you can do it. But start with your foot on the floor. Left hand is on your left knee. And now you rotate your upper body out and keep pressing that right shoulder. Rotate and back. Now rotate, keep breathing. And then maybe you lift the left arm. There you go. Keep pressing that right arm so there's no shoulder and ear stuck together. There's a long line of force going there. And then your left arm comes to the front. Your upper body moves with it. Moves after it. Maybe one more open just to play. And again, go sideways, forward. Hand comes down, come back to all fours. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. Keep breathing. Now your left knee comes towards your chest. And you're pulling it in really hard. So it's a bit belly, but most of it is hip flexors going on there. And then you use, of course, your hamstrings to get that heel towards your bum. Now you come to a high plank. Keep the knee pulled in. Press the floor away, wide shoulders. And if this is too heavy, you use your toe on the floor. So you use something to get into that position. And back to downward facing dog. Breathe. High plank, knee towards your chest. And now you step your foot forward. There you go. And remember that feeling of pulling your feet together like standing on ice. Come all the way up. And use this moment, just one moment, to reset yourself. Is this the right position? Is my step big enough, small enough? Maybe go a little closer, a little further. Activate your glutes. And if you're not sure if they're both activated, touch them, because that's for your nervous system a really good way to feel that's where they are. Okay, so also if the hips are very open, close them more. Then through that front leg, arms come up. Right arm comes to the front, left arm comes to the back. Keep your pelvis active. And arms come back up, so pull them back up, neutralize your spine. Right arm to the front, left arm to the back. Keep breathing. And again, pull them back up, rotate that spine. And it's actually, there are little segments of our walking pattern. Right arm to the front, left arm to the back. Keep breathing, and now you let them come down. They're going to contra move, so they switch, left arm to the front, right arm to the back. Arms come back up, neutralize. Now you lift your chest and you look slightly up, and like they're twirling down, your arms come down, shoulder blades come together. You let your arms go down, and you round your spine, come to the front. Arms back up, one more, lift your chest, and down. Keep breathing. Back to the middle. Right hand comes to the side of your mat. And if you want, you can walk your foot a little to the side too. Okay, so here's your basis. Left hand is on your left knee. Rotate your chest open to the left. And keep that long line on the right shoulder. And back to the middle. Keep breathing. Rotate to the left. Activate your glutes if they're off again. And your left arm comes up. And make those long lines. So your right heel way in the back goes all the way to your left hip and your left fingertips. Left arm comes to the front. And your left hand comes down. Step back to your downward facing dog. Keep breathing. Stretch out. Inhale where you are. Exhale, knees come down. Inhale where you are. Exhale. Child's pose. So child's pose is supposed to be nice and should feel very nice and juicy for your low back. If it doesn't feel good, maybe play around with the position of your knees. Bring them wider or closer together. If it's hurtful for your knees, you can always put something between your thighs and your calves. So find a way that it's kind of helping your body to relax. And then you bring the upper side of your body to the right. So you're going into a banana kind of upper body position. And you can stretch your left arm more to the right. But keep it a little sloppy. If it's too straight lined, you miss the juice of it. So find some stretch in that left side of your body and just relax into that. I like to hang on my arms. And the next couple of breaths, breathe into that stretched side of your body. In and out. In and out. Bring yourself back to the middle, neutralize. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it go. And then you banana yourself to the left side, right arm joints. Keep breathing until you have a nice stretch on your right side. So it can be that you need to do something very different on this side. So making that stretch over the right side of the ribs, low back. It's important that you can relax wherever you are right now. And breathe into that right side of your body. Keep breathing. And back to the middle. Neutralize. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let go. And from here, bring yourself back through a seated position, laying on your back. Keep your feet on the floor for now. Lay yourself down, let your low back relax to the floor. Bring your knees towards your chest. And grab your hands around your knees. Close your eyes maybe if you like. And then rock your knees to the left and the right. So by rocking the knees to the left and the right, you're actually rocking the pelvis to the left and the right. The back side of the pelvis, massaging it on the floor. Place your left foot on the floor, right knee towards you. Right foot on the floor, left knee towards you. Feet back on the floor. Now you roll on your right side. And make sure you're laying really comfortable, so you can lay your head on a pillow or on your arm. And then you roll your chest open into a spinal twist. The left arm comes to the left, knees are to the right. Now say your left knee is floating over your right knee. Maybe you put a pillow or a block in between. I mean, if the floating feels really good for your hip, that's great. But if it feels very straining, you have to kind of hold it almost. Put something in between, because you will find the stretch goes deeper and the relaxation goes deeper. Okay, so also be aware of the position of your head. Is it your nose pointed towards the ceiling or towards your left arm? Whatever you do in this twist should feel really nice and comforting for your body. So whenever something is pulling so hard that you cannot relax, change something about your position. Or say you want to make it a little more intense, then you can wrap your knees around each other. You can try that and then decide it's not for you for today. Breathe in through your nose, hold, and exhale. And roll yourself back on the right. Make it super relaxed for a moment there. Roll back to the middle. Neutralize your spine. Just give it a moment. If you have a busy day ahead, then this is a really good moment to slow down. It might be the last moment of the day that you can really intentionally slow down, but that feeling of slowing down, take that with you. Whenever things get hectical, go a little slower. You will have enough time, I promise. So then roll to the left. And you can keep your knees on each other, or you can entangle them in the twisted roots. And then you roll your upper side, your upper body open. Right arm can come to the right, and if that's too much pulling on your chest and your shoulder, bring the right hand on your hip. That's also an option. If you want some more pulling, you can bend your arm and roll it up, playing with the rotator cuff. So then again, be aware of which position your head has. Is it pointed up or is it pointed to the back? And is the strain, you're feeling the stretch and the pulling, is that enough, or Would you like more or would you like less? And just change whatever you need to change right now. You're only doing this for you, not for me, not for anybody else. Do whatever your body needs right now. Inhale through your nose. Hold. And let it go. Rolling yourself back on your left side. And then you roll back to your back. Feet on the mat or legs stretched once more. One hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Check in with yourself. What is the state of your mind? State of your thoughts? What is your state of being? How do you feel now? What is the state of your body? Breathe in through your nose. Hold. And let go. Roll yourself back to the seated position. And let's welcome the rest of the day. Namaste.